All right, all right, all right. So I am live on YouTube. Welcome if you're watching on YouTube Live, and I'm also live on TikTok. So if I'm looking down here, I'm reading comments on the screen for TikTok. And if I'm looking around here, I'm probably looking at things related to YouTube. My name is Dr. J. James Ippoliti. I am the host of the Real Demons of Pop Culture podcast. Welcome to the live show. And tonight I am going to be talking about sex demons in movies. I'm going to give you what I think are the top 5 sex demon movies you should check out. There are so many movies. So these are not by any means the best of the best. They're just 5 I picked out for specific reasons. And then what I'm going to do is show, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to be showing like the trailer and give you comments about the trailer, why I think it's fun or not fun, why it might be scary. So that is what we're going to be doing. So welcome. If you haven't listened to the latest episode of The Real Demons of Pop Culture, I highly advise you don't have to do it now, but definitely check it out because we're only talking about the pop culture stuff tonight. But the episode goes on and on about actual sex demons from all over the world. So I think if you're interested in learning about this, absolutely. If you have a comment, either TikTok or on YouTube, then, I will answer comments. I don't know. We'll see how long this goes. It depends on how many people hang out and have comments and stories they want to tell. If you have any questions regarding sex demons, let me know. So let's see. What other things do I have to talk about? Ooh. Okay, so every other Monday we have the podcast episode. So again, all my links are always in the bio. The Real Demons of Pop Culture podcast is on all streaming platforms, and you can go and listen. Then Tuesday, following the episode, I do this live on YouTube and TikTok. So welcome if you're listening on TikTok. Again, if you have questions, let me know. And what I will be doing next week, actually, if everything goes well, I will be having a guest on the Real Demons of Pop Culture, and we're going to talk about a topic, and this is going to be a bonus episode. So it's not going, and you don't have to pay anything for this bonus episode. It's just, I don't want to call it like episode 12 because it's kind of not always going to happen, these interviews. They are going to be people I feel have a lot to add to the show, and they're experts in some type of occulty thing. So I'm excited. I'm not going to really tell you more about that until I know more about that. So welcome Aquarius Moon and Cosmic Energy and Eyes Wider, all you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Again, ask me a question if you'd like. Thank you for hanging out on YouTube as well. All right. So I talked about the podcast, the live we do. Next week, there should be a bonus episode. There is a Facebook group. So if you haven't joined it yet, it's called the School of Dark Arts. It's a free Facebook group. What you got on my 40, homie? That was Bob Marley right there. What you got on my 40, homie? I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, the Real Demons of Pop Culture. I have the Facebook group called the School of Dark Arts. It's a free Facebook group. Go and join that. Again, all these links are in the comments. And the newsletter. So every Friday I put out a newsletter and I talk about what's happening in the community, what's coming up, books that I recommend, movies, TV shows that I recommend or don't recommend. For example, what did I watch? Oh, I watched The Devil in Ohio, which is a Netflix story, which I should have loved because it's about this satanic cult escapee who gets out of the cult, and then there's all this stuff that goes on. But it turns out like it doesn't really do much after that. It's not as dark as I wanted it to be. But these are things I talk about in the newsletter. It's a free newsletter. Again, that will be in the show notes. It's jamesippoliti.substack.com. So everything's free. And let's get started with my top 5. Now, you're probably, if you're at TikTok, you are just going to hear me and you're going to see me. On YouTube, I'm going to bring up the trailer of the movies that I picked that we're going to talk about. If you have a movie that you love that involves sex demons, let me know in the comments and we can discuss it as well. If you miss the YouTube, it will be as soon as the live is over, it's up on YouTube. You can watch it anytime, but it's fun doing it live because then you can make a comment and we can talk about things. So again, I'm open to any questions about demons, sex demons. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so the first movie I'm going to talk about is called The Incubus. This is from 1982, The Incubus. It's got that great cheesy 80s horror vibe to it, heavy metal vibe. Very cool in that sense. And if you don't know, the incubus is the male sex demon. So an incubus sleeps with female humans and impregnates them, and then we have a demon baby. Okay? So let's take a look. I'm going to switch over here, and we're going to, hopefully everything's going to go well. I'm going to hit play and see if this works.
Galen Village. Tranquil. Quiet. A nice place to live. But something has gone wrong.
Look at the bruises on the kid's neck.
Now, John Cassavetes is in this movie, and he's just very well known. So if you don't know, you can look up, see all his other stuff that he's done. But I think that's the big name in this film.
Crushed like a piece of balsa wood.
When the sun goes down, something stalks the streets of Galen Village.
I also want to bring up that what's really cool about this is the guy who's doing the voiceover for this trailer. It's very interesting because it's that typical 80s horror, like that low voice. And I can't even do it. It's so good. I love those old trailers that have that voice.
Joe wants to call the Attorney General, have him send in some help. What do you think I should do?
Take whatever help you can get.
30 years ago in Galen, these same types of murders occurred.
I think my past has something to do with these murders.
No, Jim, listen.
Incubus.
Something silent. Something lethal. Something or someone is killing the people of Galen.
I think I'm going crazy.
Every time he has this dream, somebody dies.
You were talking about actual materialization.
What kind of a quack are you? The boy's in the clear. He's not in the clear. Every time this kid has a dream, somebody in this town dies.
Now, this is the Incubus. Every time this kid has a dream, somebody in this town dies. What does that sound like? Yeah, Freddy Krueger, right? But this is more about like these attacks that are happening in this small town. And, you know, when they start to investigating, there's a lot more going on. So
It is real. It is alive. It is among us.
pretty good effects.
The Incubus.
All right, so that is our first trailer. I'm going to stop that right here and go back to, let's stop this. Let's go back to me, and we'll keep going on here. All right. If you can let me know in the comments if you have a movie you really like. It might be on the list, but it must be something demon-like or ghost-like that is attacking people in a sexual way. So that is what a sex demon would be, right? You got to have this this type of an attack. There are many types of demons. These are specific demons that come to you at night, and it's really related to sleep paralysis and people waking up and they can't move, and there's some presence in the room and they feel like they're being sexually assaulted. This is also the same the same experience that people who describe alien abductions or alien encounters in their rooms at night. It's the same phenomenon, just that we don't call them, sex demons. They call them aliens. So it's interesting that the same stories throughout history have always been there, but they change depending on your knowledge of what it is. So if you've lived in the Middle Ages, this would be a demon, but you live in the present day, you might think it's an alien. That's a really fascinating thing. All right, so that is, let's go up here. That is the Incubus. So I wanted to have a movie that was called The Incubus. I wanted to also have one called The Succubus. So we're going to watch the trailer for The Succubus if you're on YouTube. And this is called Succubus Hell Bent. So we're going to jump over. I'm going to make some comments about this, but let me switch. And it would be here. All right. So let's jump in and listen to this trailer for Succubus Hell Bent.
Adam had it all.
Miss me?
Adam had it all.
Of course I missed you, silly.
Expensive toys. A house in the Hollywood Hills.
I believe this is also
a major rager.
Pool parties.
It
till
looks
dawn.
like it's older than it is, but I think it might be
And
2007.
Away with the ladies.
Lots of spring
Then
break,
he met Lilith.
bathing suits, and
Her
things.
appetite for
Well,
seduction
let me stop right there.
on top.
That works for me.
turns his perfect life into a nightmare.
Tell me love.
So this character has it all, and he's flying jets like Maverick. He has ladies all over him. He has it all. He goes on spring break and he meets Lilith, which is fascinating because Lilith is a sex demon, a succubus in the stories from ancient times. So Lilith, that's one version of Lilith, and she's saying she wants to be on top. Now, the story about Lilith, when we talk about the story of Lilith being Adam's first wife, she left the Garden of Eden because she did not want to be on the bottom during sex. So Lilith said, no, I want to be like on top. That was not allowed. So she left the Garden of Eden and then became like the mother of vampires or mother of demons. And so she's considered a succubus. But it's interesting that this movie is playing along that as well. Nice touch.
I just met you.
Tell me you love me.
This summer, from the depths of hell,
She just seems to appear out of nowhere and be everywhere I am just to terrorize me.
You left without saying goodbye.
comes a woman scorned.
You still love me?
Do I have a choice?
The ultimate Hell's Angel
You wanna play? Okay, let's play.
will rise.
What happened? Lilith happened.
If you play with her heart.
Now it's getting really cheesy with the music, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, this movie is Succubus Hell Bent, but it's a fun take on this. But it has some horror tropes.
You better be ready for full contact. Gary Busey,
Gary
David
Busey.
Keith, Kelly Hu, Lorenzo Ramos, Robert Mann, and introducing Natalie Denise Spurl.
What I have for you is to die for.
Succubus Hell Bent. She's to die for.
She's to die.
I
for.
really just want to talk.
All right, so that's a lot of fun. It's Succubus Hell Bent. It is our fourth. We're counting down we're at 4. We had 5 was Incubus, the Incubus. 4 is Succubus. Gary Busey's in it, and I think he just got in a lot of trouble, didn't he? Because he was at Monster Mania convention, and it was some being inappropriate. So yeah, maybe up to you if you want to support that. But who else? Oh, Lorenzo Lamas. Interesting. Lorenzo Lamas was, what was he in? Keep thinking Hercules or something like that. He originally was in Grease, though. He has a tiny part in Grease. And then Lorenzo Lamas was in a very popular TV show. Let me look it up. Because he's famous for, I know this. So Falcon Crest, Bold and You Leave It to Lamas, Renegade. Nah, it's something else, but I'm trying to think what it was. I know he was in Grease. Who was he? Love Boat Hotel, Falcon Crest, later career. Wow, I'm like totally blanking and I can't find it, and I don't want to do it too long. But anyway, Lorenzo Lamas stars in that movie too. So let's get to number 3 with our sex demon movies. Number 3. Let me go back here for a second. All right. So thank you again. If you're watching, check out the Real Demons of Pop Culture podcast. And the newest episode is on sex demons. It's on all of the things. So we got some comments here. Looks like some spam comments. And I think I can unspam these. Or I can get them out of here. Let me see. Oh, well. Yeah, Busey. So, hello, Jonathan. And yeah, this summer. All right. So thank you. If you have any comments you want on here, but if you're not a spammer on YouTube, then let me know. If you're following on TikTok, you can comment. We're going to get to number 3. And you know what I was going to do? I was going to put up the poster. So here is the poster for Succubus. That is Succubus Hell Bent. Now, you're not seeing this if you're on TikTok, but if you're on YouTube, you're seeing it. So that is the Succubus Hell Bent. And then we did the Incubus. Both of those so far have these like metal soundtracks also. Like they have like these heavy metal bands in them. Now we're going to talk about the number 3. We're counting down. Siren. Now this is not that TV show where they were mermaids that were sirens or whatever. It's not that. This is, let me go to our trailer in a second. So the story with Siren, I'm going to get this out of here and we're going to put this full screen so we can see it in a second. So a dude's getting married to the love of his life, and he's pretty straight edge, and he loves his fiance, but his brother's a party dude. So basically, they're going to go out to the bachelor party, and they go to this first place, and it's pretty lame, and they hear about this other place that's supposed to be pretty happening, and once they get to this other place, basically all hell breaks loose. So let's watch this trailer. And here we go.
Stew time. We don't want anything getting back to the bride-to-be. Let's light this up! Wow. Sucks. My brother's getting married and I have to deliver.
I know a place. You probably get you in. This is a bad idea.
Where the hell are we?
Don't lose him.
Whoa. He's turning. Follow him.
So this is the place they go to after they went to the late place. This is the guy who invites them. They go in, got all these hot chicks in there. But it's really creepy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have some first-timers with us tonight.
What do you call this?
Murder.
The very interesting thing about this movie is, they sit in there and all this stuff's happening. And it's supposed to be creepy, but I know if it was me in there, I would be laughing. I'd probably get thrown out for laughing at all the creepiness because it just looks silly to me. And so when he just got a drink, he's asking, she's like, what is it? Murder. I don't want to spoil it for you, but you find out what she means by that.
Gentlemen,
What's he want? Something wild. I have just the thing.
All right. So on TikTok, you're not seeing what's going on, but on YouTube Live, I'm putting the trailer up and I'm talking about it. Here's the siren. Now, the siren is interesting as far as we talk about sex demons because it's that voice, the song, and it gets in your head, and pretty much they can make you do whatever. There's also the rusoka, which is very similar to the siren, which is another sex demon who can lure you into the water and you would die. The thing is, with these type of sex demons, it's not like you went to sleep, the demon had sex with you and you wake up. Pretty much with the siren or the rusoka, you're going to die. So she better be worth it.
They have you locked up. Can you get out?
I will say that the effect they did with her when she goes into full demon face, pretty cool looking.
What the hell is going on? Who's the girl? She's not a girl, man. She's something else.
Now, I can't think of anybody who's in this that's famous. This guy, let's see if I can go back a second here. So this guy with the cowboy hat is like, I don't know what his deal is. I guess he's like a demon hunter and he caught her in the very beginning of the movie. You find that out right away. But I really felt like he was kind of corny. I think he was my least favorite thing in this film. But yeah, other than that, I thought it wasn't too bad. It kept my attention. All right, that is Siren. Yeah, John, you saw that one. What did you think? Did you like it? Let me know in the comments if you liked it. Let me go back here for a second. Trying to control all this stuff. So that was Siren. That was number 3 of our sex demon movies. Jonathan, it took a minute, but I remember it vaguely. Yeah, it's not something that's going to stick with you, I don't think. I don't think it's like our first 2 that I'm going to talk about. Let me hide that there. But it was okay. It's what it is. But I think it being a siren and the way it looked was interesting and you get, I guess, what you think you're going to get when you see that movie. It's not like I wasn't disappointed. It's exactly kind of what I thought it would be. All right, let's get to number 2, Jennifer's Body. All right, Jennifer's Body is interesting because it's written by Diablo Cody, who wrote Juno. And so this was a big deal when Juno was getting all kinds of accolades and everybody was all over Diablo Cody. Like, here's this new writer. She's a woman. She's writing in a voice that we haven't heard before. And then it's announced she's going to do a horror film. So then it was like, oh, this should be very interesting. And I did think it was very interesting. This is also when Megan Fox is at, like, now she's sort of, I don't know. Because of certain things that happened in the industry, she kind of got, I wouldn't say canceled, but she doesn't get hired as much. But at this time, she was on top. So let me go and get this trailer set up. And we're going to jump in here. I should get somebody who's like my producer who can switch everything so I don't do all this stuff by myself. So let's jump into the trailer for Jennifer's Body. All right, here we go. This might be the most modern out of... speaking of this, when this movie was being filmed, there were people who were leaking photos of her pretty much naked because during that swimming scene. So that was a big deal that got leaked. But yeah, this movie's probably the most recent on this list.
You and me are going out tonight. Wear something cute, okay?
You always do.
She's a man-eater, that's right.
It's just that I like the same things that she likes.
Hey, Jennifer. You look really pretty.
Why don't you just come by my place? Well, this is random.
This isn't really your house, is it?
We can play mommy and daddy.
No way.
We always share your bed when we have slumber parties. Jennifer's evil.
I know.
No, I mean, she's actually evil. Not high school evil.
That's a pretty good line. Now, you've got a comment here on TikTok. I remember that movie. I was a young man and very interested. LOL. Every man was interested when this movie was coming out. You have Megan Fox playing a sex demon. It was just everything you could hope for. And I do like that line, like, she's not high school evil, she's evil, evil. I think that's pretty good. Like Mean Girls, but for real. Also a really good effect where she burns her tongue.
Chip is looking really cute to me lately. How is he tasting these days? You are never a good friend. You could have anybody that you want. Hi, Chip.
I don't know what happened to Amanda Seyfried or Seyfried.
Boys, are you scared?
You doing anything?
I only murder boys. I go both ways.
Oh, let's just pause
I will
for.
finish you if I have to. Okay. You can barely finish gym class.
I wanted to pause because this scene where she's like, I thought you only liked boys, and she says, I go both ways. There is an interesting Incubus Succubus thought here. I'm going to jump back here to my full screen. So there are some stories that say what happens is the succubus, which is the female version, sleeps with the man to get the semen, turns into an incubus, and then sleeps with the woman and impregnates the woman with the semen that the succubus stole. Now, there's problems with this. A problem is, how is that a demon child? Because if you're just taking a human sperm and putting it in a human female, it should just be a normal pregnancy. But in these stories, it's not. The people who claim that this is how it works says that at some point during the transfer, the sperm is corrupted, and therefore that's why they can breed their demon children. Very bizarre, but I wanted to bring that up since she says she goes both ways. There is a thought about that when it comes to the incubi and the succubi. All right, let's get back to the trailer. I think that's it. We're already done it. That's it. So let me go back. All right, and I'm going to stop this here. So that was Jennifer's Body. That was the number 2 of our sex demon movies. I call them top 5, but they're just 5 I wanted to talk about because they had certain things that interested me. That reminds me of the movie Splice. Is Splice Now I'm thinking of the Alien one. And it also begins with an S. But she's an alien. If anybody thinks of it, it's the woman who's pretty much naked through the whole movie. She's an alien and she attacks people. So it's sort of a different twist on this idea because they use it as alien. Okay. So let me do this here just to check something. All right. Yes, splice. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the creature starts out female, mates, then becomes male. Yeah, that's kind of what happens with the Incubus, Succubus stories. Okay, welcome to everyone who's on TikTok. Welcome to everyone who's over at YouTube. We're going to do our number one. Let me hide Jennifer's body. And number one is The Entity. This is an older movie, and it's different. The reason why, to me, it's number one is, one, it's supposed to be based on a true story. The movie's from 1982. It stars Barbara Hershey, who I think does an amazing job in this movie. But this isn't like the others. The others are sort of like this fun sort of horror. This is based on a true story. Now, how true, I don't know. Could the woman have made it up? Absolutely, she could have. But the woman claims that she was being attacked sexually by some unseen thing. And this becomes the movie, The Entity, with Barbara Hershey. It's pretty frightening. It's done really well, but it's not a fun romp. So let's take a look at that trailer. And it does get into sort of psychology of it. Like in the movie, there's psychiatrists that are there and they kind of don't believe anything she is talking about. So let's jump into this trailer. All right, The Entity.
I've always believed that there were several planes of existence, and we as human beings inhabit only one.
What happened to you guys last night anyway?
I was attacked.
Is this the first time something like this has ever happened?
No.
Things have come to me in the night.
I just get chills watching this trailer.
Why do I see and feel these things?
Some things are more terrible than other things. And you felt like a man?
Big man. But when my son came in, there was nobody there. He evaporated.
That's classic poltergeist activity.
There was a time when people believed in the supernatural. These ghosts and demons were only ideas, but people saw them.
You think I'm insane?
First, we have to find out what the problem is.
In the meantime, I'll be dead.
He's stronger than you are. He'll kill me if he has to.
Isn't it possible that some entity has crossed into our plane of existence?
There was somebody there. I couldn't see him with my eyes, but there was somebody there.
He's in the room! Will you appear to us now?
The Entity.
It's my decision
What, to stay sick?
to stay alive.
All right. Let me jump back to my main camera here.
If you want to ace your paper,
Turn off these
download
commercials.
Grammarly. Are you me? Yeah, you in 3 months.
All right. So that's The Entity with Barbara Hershey from 1982. It's a great film. Interesting. It's very similar to the newer Invisible Man, and we don't know if it's a demon. It could be, if we go into sort of Islamic lore, where there's the jinn, and the jinn, they are invisible to us, but they can see us. They're sort of in a different realm, and it could be a jinn that is coming into our realm. It could be an invisible man. It could be a science thing. It could be a demon. So and it could all be in her head. So I really enjoy this movie. The performances are great. And it just asks a lot of questions when it comes to something like this. Is it real? Is it in her head? Is there a demon? What's going on? Can something cross over from another dimension and attack us? So it's a very good movie. I would definitely suggest checking it out. I remember the Alien movie I was thinking of. It's called Species. Species is sort of like a sex demon, but alien version of it. So that is the one I was thinking of. All right. Well, if you have any questions, I will take final questions because we're about to end this live broadcast. But absolutely, if you want to ask any questions, I'll give you a few minutes. Thank you for hanging out in TikTok and on YouTube. Appreciate it. And let's see here. We got going on. I guess, let's see. Yeah, I think we're going to just call it a night. I'll do my final stuff. If you have a question while I'm doing my final housekeeping things, pop it up. I'll see if I can answer it. But remember, The Real Demons of Pop Culture, available on all podcasting apps, so you can go listen to that. Go check out the past episodes. Make sure you listen to the Real Demons, Sex Demons one. And School of Dark Arts, if you're not part of that. Thank you, Jonathan. The School of Dark Arts is a free Facebook group where we just kind of ask questions about the occult, spells. Somebody's asking about Appalachia, things like that. I stream every other Tuesday. So absolutely. So I might stream more often, but right now it's every Tuesday night after the episode posts. So yesterday is the episode. Today I will come on at 9:30 to talk about the episode, and I try to find something. For an example like this, if you listen to the podcast, we talk about sex demons, but I didn't really get into the pop culture version of it. So right now we're talking about the pop culture version of it. But sometimes it might be, for example, the Amityville horror one. I talked about the most asked questions about Amityville horror, and all these are on my YouTube channel, by the way. Hello from Chile. By the way, from Chile, there was a sex demon. And I'm trying to El Trauco, something like that. El Trauco, something like that. Trauco. And it's in the episode, so you can listen to the episode. But welcome. Glad to see you here, Patty. What is it? Patty Pato? I think I got that wrong. Yeah, so the newsletter you can check out. Like if you find me on Instagram or YouTube or any of these, there's going to be links for all this stuff. Yeah, it is in the South. It's supposed to be like off the south coast of Chile. There's this El Trauco, and it's this sex demon or something like that. And he has a wife too. But it's in the episode. Pretty cool. Trying to think. Oh, and next week. So I don't normally do a podcast episode next week, but I have a guest that will be coming on, and I will be doing an interview, and it won't be live. So I will be posting it probably next week on Friday. So look for that. If you don't want to miss anything, make sure you hit some notification. So if you follow me on the podcast, you'll get a notification as soon as that bonus episode goes live. And same with YouTube. Like if you want to catch these live, hit the notification button, because then you'll know when I'm going live on those shows. And here in where I live is all the witches. So you're saying there's a lot of witches in Chile, huh? But there's witches now everywhere, I guess. Do people in Chile think that witches are evil? Because that's a no-no in America. They're not. But some people still feel like witches are evil. Yeah. All right. All right. They don't think they're evil. Hello, Hana Dacha. Welcome. So we just finished up the top 5, in my opinion. I won't even say they're the top 5 sex demons. They are 5 sex demon. So Patty, you are a witch too. You are not evil. Good. I don't think you're evil. If you missed what we just did, YouTube, it will be live. As soon as I hit finish, it will go and upload, and you'll be able to catch the 5 sex demon movies that I thought I wanted to talk about. I want to put it that way, because it's not necessarily the top 5. I would say the top 2 are, like, I would definitely pick Jennifer's Body and The Entity as my top 2. The other ones, I just wanted to make points about the sex demon in pop culture and in the real mythology. So, all right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end the YouTube podcast. I'll still talk a little bit on TikTok, but thank you, Jonathan, and everyone else on YouTube for hanging out. I'm going to say goodnight to YouTube.